guys, today I have a hair tool to talk about. It's a bit of a strange one. I asked on Instagram and actually on one of my vlogs whether or not you would want to see kind of a blog post or a first impressions video, or wait a few weeks and I'll do like a full review video. And most people said they wanted a first impression. So what I'm going to do is I will use it today and I will show you kind of how it works and give you my first impressions. And then in a week or two, when I've used it a couple more times, because I don't straighten my hair very often, so I'm not going to have like a real first impressions very quickly, or a real review very quickly, I'll do a follow-up blog post and kind of insert video and stuff. So that will be your one place to find everything if you're into that. So it is the L'Oreal Steampod. And this is not something I would normally, like, if I'm sent something, I don't normally make a video about it unless I am raving about it. But this is such an unusual thing, I felt like this was only ever going to be able to work review-wise in a video because it's so strange. I have heard of it before, but I literally heard the name Steampod. I did not know really what it was. I hadn't seen it mentioned or in action. So I still haven't seen it in action and I'm really interested to see how it works. There is an actual pod that comes with it. It's stuck to the table right now. It looks like this. So you fill this with water and then I would imagine, I literally know nothing about it, I would imagine that it heats up and then steam comes out of this. It is supposed to be less damaging, it's supposed to make your hair 50% smoother, blah blah blah. So we shall see. Let's see what happens. So it did give me some steps. Some of the steps were to do with using their kind of specifically made products to kind of use with it. And I'm not using those products because normally when you buy a hair tool you don't buy all of the things that go with it. So although I have them and I'll probably mention them in the follow-up review, I'm not going to use them because I don't think that they're kind of relevant to the actual tool itself. So the step that actually is using the pod, let's see. Ooh, oh, that's kind of funky. I like that. It's like a yellow light. Okay. So on the inside, oh, it has got temperatures. On the inside it's got plus and minus. So let's see what we can get up to. Oh man, I can hear it already. It can go up to 210. I think I'm going to do it at 180 because that looks like it's kind of middle of the road. I don't like to put too much heat on my hair. So whilst I'm waiting for this to do what it's doing, I'm going to section my hair. And it's still flashing. I assume it's going to stop flashing when it's hot enough. The pod isn't getting warm. I kind of expected it to. The pod does have suckers on the bottom to keep it... Can you hear that? So yeah, as I was saying, the pod does have suckers on the bottom, which made me think, oh, this is getting warm now, made me think that perhaps the water was going to boil or something, because it didn't want to, it was like a safety measure. But the pod doesn't seem to be getting warm at all. The number is still flashing. Ooh! Steam! It's like an iron! This is so funky. Okay. So the little pod is creating steam. I seriously feel like I'm ironing my hair right now. That is so weird. But that's effective. Wow. Okay, first layer done. It's not like it took long. My hair is really, really short. I'm interested to see what it does though with, because I've got this kind of, that broken section, I'm interested to see what it does with that. Because that is a little area that's difficult to tame in my experience. I don't know which way I'm supposed to hold it. Wow! I think that's really impressive. The thing so far that's impressing me is that when you straighten bits that are really short, they're not straightening and just coming out like a regular straightener would be. And also, my ends don't feel dry at all. I hate straightening my hair because even the healthiest hair, when you straighten it, the very, very ends look really dry and horrible. My hair feels really nice, which it never does. Even, you know, at its best. It never feels nice when it's been straightened. So far, I'm really, really impressed. Wow, I never like my hair when it's straight, and I've got some expensive straighteners. Don't, you know, these are not cheap. This is not a budget beauty item. I think they're £170. So I was expecting to be like, you know, it's nice, but this is amazing. This is by far the best straightener I have ever used. My hair has texture to it naturally. It's not naturally dead straight, but it's not curly, and it's not like, you know, afro hair or anything. I never really totally understood the whole hype of GHDs. When GHDs came in, you know, and regular straighteners went out, and everyone was raving about them, I didn't really get it because my hair, I mean, my hair was always frizzy, but I didn't genuinely, like, desperately need to straighten my hair. Whereas recently, because my hair has been just so limp and lifeless and rubbish, I've done less and less to it because I daren't use heat on it. And I mean, for a long time I've not really heat styled my hair, but whenever I've like heat styled it, straightened it, it's just looked rubbish, really, really limp and just, ugh, rubbish. But I love this. I totally love this, and I kind of feel, for me, this is the GHD. This is the wow, oh my god, I can't believe what a difference it makes. And I would never have believed that I would have actually liked that. Now, you'll have to wait for my full review as to whether or not I think this is really worth £170, how often I use it, and whether or not I feel like my hair is getting worse or dry. But I swear to God, it doesn't feel dry at all. It doesn't feel tangly, which it always does when I straighten it. No negative effects to report. I mean, you can't kind of see damage instantly, but that's amazing. So soft. Another thing I really, really liked, I mean, it made my hair feel very, very hot, so I had to be careful as I was using my hands. I've never been one of those people that can do the kind of comb straightener thing. But what was I even saying? Lost my train of thought then. Can't stop touching my hair. No, I have no idea what I was going to say. I can't believe. I straightened my hair before I had it cut last, and I really, really didn't like it. And I took a long time straightening it, and I was just like, oh, it looks so horrible. And it even makes my cut look nicer. It makes the ends look thicker. It doesn't make it look like just flat. It almost gives it, oh, I know what I was going to say. What I do like to do in the morning is I'll kind of spritz my hair where it's kinked, because I don't need a tremendous amount of help to keep it straight. I mean, it's not this straight naturally, but it's relatively straight. But what I do like to do is kind of wet my hair and just comb it down and try and get rid of the kinks and stuff. And I feel like for me, this is going to be great for that. For example, if my hair's relatively okay because I've left it to dry and I've not slept on it wet, then I wake up in the morning and it's like a bit skew-if, I could just do the top layer and smooth it down, and it won't be too damaging. It won't make it look really, really flat. And yeah, I mean, the only negative for me for this is that you can't just kind of pick it up and use it really quickly. It does take a little while to heat up, and it's not going to be like an instant, you're going to need to think, I'll do this, I'll do my makeup and then I'll come back to it. But otherwise, I'm really excited to see what the products do with it, because it's supposed to work better when you use this like, okay, these are the products. Double Action Smoothing Milk, and there's one for thick hair and one for fine hair. Fine would be the one I was going for right now. There's also what is this, a serum, I think. So the whole thing is supposed to work better together. Now, whether or not it really works better together, or, you know, they just say that because they want you to buy all the products, I have no idea. But I'm very, very interested to try the whole system together, since I was so impressed with the straightener on its own. Now, I do know that they do an older version of this. This is marginally cheaper. I think it's like £10 or £20 cheaper. But if you guys have tried it, or even the new one, please let me know, because this is just my first impression, and my hair, you know, it's not coarse, it's not super thick, it's not super curly or anything like that. So for some of you it's going to be, yeah, but you know, you could straighten your hair anyway. But for me, it's all about the feeling of my hair afterwards and the texture of my hair after it's been straightened, and that is totally different to any other. It feels more like it's been blow dried straight, that's what I would say. much more like it's been blow dried straight than it's been straightened. It just doesn't feel fried, which is kind of amazing. So I would imagine you're going to be hearing more about this from me, but things can change. I might hate it in a week, so stay tuned for my full review, but these are my first impressions. I hope this was useful for those of you that wanted to know what it was like. This is like a gadget and a half. It reminds me a lot of the Babyliss ones. Do you remember the ones that had the Steampod that were awful? Did not get anywhere near hot enough to actually do anything to straighten your hair at all. So when I first saw it, I was like, really? Like, are we still doing steam straighteners? Because it's clearly not going to work. This is a whole different animal. So yes, very exciting. I will see you guys next time. Bye.